I've been keeping a close eye on Gylfie's second brood of barn owl chicks, and they are now 6 weeks old. Gylfie has lost interest in these owlets and is spending most of her days in elm stump nest. I have been concerned about them, but I have to let nature take its course, as barn owls are protected by law. Late broods like this can be successful, but are vulnerable to bad weather. Last week while I was away filming, the weather took a turn for the worse. Overnight, the smallest chick perishes. So I cut my trip short so I can get back and check on them, and things aren't looking good for the remaining two. Unfortunately, we lost one of Gylfie's chicks last night, and the other two are looking dirty and not particularly well, so I'm heading down to the nest now to see if I can help them. Here's the first one, and it's feeling really light. Here's the second, and they're covered in mud. Right, I'm going to have to take these little guys back to the house and see what we can do for them, but they're not looking great at the moment. I've come back and the poor barn owl chicks have got into a right state, and rain's got into the nest and they're incredibly mucky. This one's very weak, very thin, hasn't had enough food. I can feel its breastbone there. So I'm going to get them cleaned up and then get some food down them. This was the middle chick that hatched, and then we've got the older chick which is looking much healthier than this one. So all of this dirt that's stuck on the owlets is actually their droppings mixed with water and any leftover prey remains, so it's really nasty stuff. But you can see its tarns have got very clogged with dirt really. It's very messy in that nest box at the moment, and the feathers that are coming through have got very clogged with dirt as well. But this one's very, very thin and she's quite critical at the moment. She definitely wouldn't have lasted much longer. You can see her breastbone there. It's as sharp as a razor. It's unbelievable how thin she is. Yes, this is a good sign she's reacting to what I'm doing to her. So once we get some fluids and some water down her, I'm hoping she's going to be okay. So that's her done. I'm just going to dry her off now in the warm cupboard and get on with cleaning the next one. So this is the older of the chicks, and this one's actually feeling quite a bit heavier. Well, all of its feathers and feet are all clogged with dirt again. So this older chick isn't looking as bad as the other one, so it's going to have a quick clean up, but both of them definitely need to stay in overnight at least, and maybe the other chick needs to stay with me for a few days just to get it fattened up again. Right, I'm just going to let this one dry off a little bit, and then I'm going to give it some food. And they might need some rehydration fluids as well. So I've got the owl chicks in the warm cupboard where the boiler is, and they've dried out nicely, and they're actually calling for food now. So instead of force feeding them, I'm just going to simply put some ice in there and see if they manage them. Now look at the owlets now, they're nicely dried off and looking much fluffier and actually warm, much warmer. Unfortunately, both owls took a bad turn. The smallest chick died a couple of days later, and the biggest chick I took to the vets. Unfortunately, she died as well of gastroenteritis and pneumonia shortly afterwards. We did all we could for the owlets, but nature can be really cruel at times. Let's hope for a better season for Finn and Gylfie next year.